Ammaji has influenced my approach to the arts and my capacity to be an artist, because when I was at I at Ananda Ashram, Ammaji really pushed me to study Carnatic music in a professional and regular way. I was able to start taking Carnatic music lessons with our beloved Divya Priya Bhavanani. And of course, before that, I studied Carnatic music with Yogacharini Devasena Bhavanani as part of the sadhana of the teacher training at ICYR. But Ammaji, when she saw my passion for Carnatic music, encouraged me to take classes and also encouraged me, like she does with all of her students, to immediately perform and overcome that hesitance, that embarrassment of realizing how little we know. This she has always done with yoga, with Bharatanatyam, with Carnatic music. I can see, and I saw her during the 2-3 year residency that I was able to enjoy at the ashram, that she did that with everyone. She does that with everyone. She pushes the chickens out of the nest, the eaglets out of the nest, so that we may fly. I think this is something very important that has impacted me as an artist, that she gave me this sense of being at ease wherever I was as an artist. And so to be at ease performing with kids who were 5 years old, because our level was the same, and to enjoy that and to make the best of that experience.
In general, in our lives, we usually care about situations around us. We complain about people around us. We are more concentrated on things around us. When I was in my first camp 20 years back, we had gone to the beach, and after the beach class we returned back, and Ammaji was talking with us, and she asked us what all we saw on the beach. And I said, Amma, we saw a lot of dry fish being dried, and I noticed crows coming and picking up one fish, taking it a shorter distance, picking 2 or 3 pecks and coming back for the next new one. Ammaji asked me, what did you understand from that? Of course, at that age, I had no answer. Ammaji told me that one fish that the crow picked up would be sufficient to feed its hunger. But not satisfied with one, it goes on for the next one. The animal nature doesn't allow it to be satisfied, and finally it doesn't enjoy contentment and happiness in life. That day, that conversation was a big turning point in my life. As a schoolgoer, I used to always think about children having a lot of fancy things, fancy pens, pencils, and all those kinds of fancy items, which my parents wouldn't purchase, though it was affordable to them. So I always used to complain why they are all getting everything and why am I not getting everything, and I used to feel very small on the things which I had. After that conversation made me think that sometimes I do think like a crow. I do have the thought that I'm not looking inward towards me. I'm not happy because of that. And that was the beginning where it started with awareness of self. Many of the satsangas of Ammaji had main focus on ahamkara, ego, how to manage with ego, how our egos can be of different types. When we were low, how we go down, and when we were high, how our ego goes beyond ourselves and dominates us, and how we can work on it. So all these concepts have moved with us through our life, and every time, even today, of course, I'm not 100% changed person. Nobody can be also. But I am not at the place where I started just because of Ammaji. That conversation that changed my life, to look into myself, to change what is wrong with our own self instead of looking at what others are doing around us.
Something about Ammaji that really sits with me in terms of being in the Dr.Ananda family is she's always felt like my mother. I have a biological mother and I have a yoga mother, and Ammaji takes a really beautiful place as my yoga mother. I've always looked to her for counsel and wisdom in the way that one would seek a mother's advice and guidance, and she has tended me in a very kind of real nurturing manner. I remember when I was at the ashram for the residential stay back in 1996, and after the fasting, my body decided to keep fasting, and I went into a very intense purge. And I remember this situation where I could barely stay awake. I certainly couldn't get off my bed, and Ammaji came to my room and just sat on the end of my bed, and she asked me questions just really gently and slowly as I kind of lifted in and out of awareness and sleep, I guess. And each time my awareness came back to the room, Ammaji was there with another question, and then I just felt like over the course of that time, which I have no idea how long it was, I felt like I handed my life over to Ammaji. I handed myself and my experiences over to her, and it felt like she took them and released me from them. Perhaps forgave me for things that I didn't even know I needed to be forgiven for without her even using those words. There was a real true sense of expulsion from me and care from her. It was such an exquisite, gentle and respectful way of kind of drawing that out of me, which didn't need to be there anymore. It was so skillfully done, and I always remember that, and it felt like a very precious, intimate moment of sharing my entire self and my entire life with Ammaji until that point.
My personal memories of Ammaji, I have so many, but some of them I can remember when we were going through our cleansing practices at the ashram. When we, quite at the start of the course, I went through a lot of transformation myself, and Ammaji said to me, I can really see there's like layers peeling away from me, and I went through a lot of change. I lost a lot of weight, and I thought it was really interesting that Ammaji was saying like she could see this like peeling away of the layers, because that's really what it felt like for me going through that whole process. And also, sometimes I would ask her things, and she would come out with answers that I'd be like, what do you mean by that? Like one time I said, I was complaining to Ammaji about some pain in my knee, I think. And Ammaji just said, that pain's always been there. It's just now you're becoming aware of it. And at the time I was like, you know, you feel slightly offended that your teacher thinks you're so unaware. But of course your teacher always knows better. Ammaji was a real guru, and she could see very clearly about all of our awareness. And I'm grateful that she always would say to me directly, because I did want to hear it, you know, I did want to hear, and I would reflect on it. So I want to thank her for that, actually, for being able to talk to me and not hold back.
பஞ்சயமால அது மாதிரி ஹஸ்தேயா பத்தி ஒரு டாபிக் பேசுவாங்க. அப்படி பேசும்போது இது எதுக்கு சொல்ல வரோம்னா, நாங்க கம்பிசாமி மடத்துக்கு மார்னிங் வந்துருவோம். இங்க மார்னிங் வந்துட்டு பூஜை, அப்புறம் நம்ம அம்மாவும் வந்துருவாங்க. ஸோ அம்மா கூட வந்துட்டு எப்போதுமே அந்த பூஜை பண்ணிட்டு, அது சின்னதுல இருந்தே ஒரு நல்ல பழக்கமா கூட எங்களுக்கு அது இருந்தது. அப்படி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும் போது ஒரு நாள் அம்மா வந்துட்டாங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் நாங்க எல்லாமே வந்தோம். ஸோ அப்ப கூப்பிட்டு சொல்றாங்க இந்த மாதிரி, ஆக்சுவலா உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமா இந்த டாபிக் ஒரு இருக்கு, ஸோ இதுல வந்துட்டு ஹஸ்தேயானா என்னன்னு தெரியுமா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்குறாங்க. ஓகே, நாங்க சொல்றோம் அதனுடைய மீனிங் அப்படி சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கும்போது ஆக்சுவலா அது வெறும் திருடாமை மட்டும் இல்ல, நீங்க வந்துட்டு ஒரு 5 நிமிஷம் 10 நிமிஷம் நான் இத்தனை மணிக்கு வரேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு நீங்க 1/4 மணி நேரம் கழிச்சு வந்தா கூட நீங்க என்னோட டைமை திருடுறீங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொன்னாங்க. எனக்கு அன்னில இருந்தே வந்துட்டு ஓகே, ஒரு டைமை நம்ம லேட்டா போனாலும் பஞ்சுவாலிட்டி நம்ம அங்க ஃபேஸ் பண்ணலன்னா கூட அது நம்ம ஏதோ ஒண்ணு நம்ம திருடுறோம் தானே பொருள் அதுக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி, அதுல இருந்து இன்னைக்கு வரைக்குமே எவ்வளவு சீக்கிரம் நம்மளால போக முடியுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு புஷ்மா அம்மா எப்போதுமே பஞ்சுவாலிட்டியா இருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அதை அவங்களோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கும் சொல்லி கொடுத்து, இப்போ அடுத்த ஜென்ரேஷன் அப்படி இப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா அம்மாக்கு அப்புறம் என்னுடைய அப்பா கத்துக்கிட்டாரு, அதுக்கப்புறம் நானு, இப்போ என்னுடைய பசங்க இருக்காங்க. ஸோ என்னோட ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், ஸோ 3rd ஜென்ரேஷன்ஸ் வரைக்குமே நாங்கள் அந்த பஞ்சுவாலிட்டி இப்படிதான் இருக்கணும், அந்த மாதிரி நான் ஒரு டீச்சிங்க்குமே நாங்கள் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ நான் அன்னைக்கு அம்மா மீட் பண்ணல, இந்த பிளேஸ்க்கு நான் வரல அப்படின்னா இன்னைக்கு நான் ஒரு டான்ஸ் டீச்சராவோ இல்லை யோகா டீச்சராவோ என்னால் இருந்திருக்க முடியாது. ஸோ ஒரு நார்மல் ஹியூமன் பீயிங்ஸ்ல இருந்து ஒரு ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கா ஒரு ஸ்பெஷலான ஒரு லைஃப் கிடைச்சிருக்கு. அதுக்கு நான் ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸ் சொல்லிக்கணும் என்னுடைய குருவுக்கு.
The development Ammaji helped me in my yogic journey where I am today. Before I came to ashram in 2006, I already had done many trainings and had master's degree in yoga and have been seeing and sort of spending time of sadhana with different sadhus and traditions. And what I understood until 2006 that the yoga has many branches and each one of them is like a separate school. So we have Hatha Yoga, we have Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Pranayama Yoga, and wherever I went there seems to be one or other. And coming to Ammaji and going through the Dr.Ananda tradition and teachings, it's almost like I had a box of puzzle and Ammaji helped me to put that puzzle together, spread it out and then reconnect it, where I opened up to see that each of the yoga path is supportive tool for each other and yoga is really yoga. That's what Swamiji says, and Ammaji gave me the direction to see the holistic all in one yoga. And for me now, Hatha Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, they are the supportive tools for each other. They not separate and there's no really way we can separate them.
A particular lesson that I got from Ammaji, her life was a huge lesson for me. The way she would face difficulties, the way she would face the people who were around her, the criticism, the way she would face even praise. It was very interesting for me. I could see her being uninvolved. Inside she was uninvolved, outside she was very much involved always. You could see her and you would think that she is controlling and thinking about everything, but deep inside she was completely uninvolved. That was a beautiful lesson that I took from Ammaji. How you can control everything, you can pretend actually that you are too much involved in everything, but inside nothing can affect you.
The one thing which stayed with me very long, that was when I was studying 7th standard of my schooling during the May intensive classes. Those days Ammaji used to come and take very intensive classes. One day Ammaji told, yoga is the art, science which helps to train your mind, and through that your body and emotions are controlled. So yoga helps to train the mind. That thing which stayed inside me a lot, and now I can feel whatever the training I got in Yoganjali Natyalayam or in the ICYR. I am a Yoganjali Natyalayam first, then the ICYR student. So that stayed with me for a very long time. And whatever I am now today, yoga trained me emotionally, physically, mentally, that enables to enhance my professional career, my social relationship, and the other intra and interpersonal relationship in a very good manner. So thanks to Ammaji and thanks to the whole teachings of the Gitananda Parampara.
My personal, the most memorable thing which I about Ammaji is the first time when I met her. I was so thrilled to meet her, but that experience turned into a very beautiful one because she accepted me wholeheartedly and gave me such blessings and made me sure about the decision which I made of marrying him. That much she made.
The one thing which I learned from Ammaji is the micromanagement. In those days, I mean, I'm not too old to say that, but in the early 90s, in the late 90s, 98, 99, those days, we don't have that much of technologies. The micromanagement, Ammaji used to have that whole checklist. Whenever we are performing annual day, the dance dramas, when Ammaji comes, automatically every scene will be a picture perfect. And the checklist before the program of where to put the banners, the shamianas, and how to bring and keep everything ready when the chief guest comes, where to put the chair, when to welcome, when to invite the special guest, and how to honor the people. I learned that whatever you give back, it comes in a double way to you. So these micro teachings and the micro management that I learned from Ammaji, and whatever I think I am a good coordinator of the events. So I learned these things, everything from Ammaji. So whatever I am doing today, that I seen through Ammaji's action, and I followed it, and I'm trying to implement that. Even though while seeing a patient in the hospital, the most important thing is to check everything, not even leaving a single thing, which helps the patient to cure soon. So that aspect helped me to develop in the professional way also. So the micro management, I learned very much from Ammaji, and the next important thing I learned from Ammaji is the love for all. She loves everyone equally. That is the most important thing I learned from Ammaji, even from the dogs of the ashram to the big persons, the Swamijis of this parampara. She has that love and she has that affection to everyone, and the smile from the heart. I still remember Ammaji, the smile of Ammaji, and the Iron Lady of Pondicherry, the first lady who drew that scooter. So that smile, good things will happen to you. These two things I learned from Ammaji.
Oh, it was a monsoon time, and we were in Bondi, in the town, and it was really heavy rain, really heavy, and we had to go back to the ashram, but it was really heavy, the rain. And then we were like in New Giddy's supermarket there, like waiting, like deciding should we go, should we not go, maybe we're gonna get there late and all this. And they were like almost decided not to go. And then what happened in the corner, just Ammaji came in her scooter, driving the scooter in a very heavy rain with a bag full of vegetables in the back, like wow. And then you look at each other, it was me and Shiva Shankari, and then I said, wow, like she's almost 70 and she's driving a scooter, you know. We're like worried if I get a little bit wet in the rickshaw that have a roof. And that energy of Ammaji was so strong. she was almost 70 when I did the course. And I used to say to the students, like, if you get all the energy of all the students there, could not reach the energy that Ammaji had. Wow, she's such a powerful, powerful woman. I think she's the most powerful woman I ever met in my life.
நான் 1995 ஃபஸ்ட்டு நான் வந்து யோகா நாட்டில் ஜாயின் பண்ணேன். நான் யோகா குரு அம்மாஜி தான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு எனக்கு. அம்மா ஃபஸ்ட்டு யோகா வந்து நிறைய கற்றுக் கொடுத்தாங்க அம்மா எனக்கு. அப்படியே யோகா கலை இல்லாமல் மேற்கொண்டு நம்ம அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் ஆஃபீஸ் லெவலில் நிறைய ஒர்க்கெல்லாம் எனக்கு மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணி சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க. லைக் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இமிக்ரேஷன் ஆஃபீஸு, பேங்க்கு அண்டு கல்ச்சரல் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் எல்லாம் ஆர்ட் அண்ட் கல்ச்சர் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டு அதர்ஸ் கற்றுக் கொடுத்தாங்க எனக்கு அம்மாஜி. அப்படியே அதை மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணி அந்த ஒர்க்கெல்லாம் நிறைய நான் செஞ்சேன். இதில் ரொம்ப திருப்தினா அவங்க என்ன பண்ண எந்த ஒர்க்காக இருந்தாலும் அவங்க தான் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு ஒரே மோட்டிவேட்டில் இருப்பாங்க. அவங்க மற்றவங்க ஷேர் பண்ணாலும் பிடிக்காது. இது மாதிரி எல்லாமே தைரியமாக எல்லா ஒர்க்கும் என்கிட்ட கொடுத்து செய்ய வச்சாங்க. அது ரொம்ப நன்றி சொல்கிறோம் அம்மாஜிக்கு. மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணாங்க மெயினாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எங்கே போனாலும் மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணி எனக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க. நம்ம யோகாவாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபிசிக்கல் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் யோகா கிளாஸ்லாம் எடுத்தேன். நான் உப்பளத்தில் போயிட்டு யோகா செக்ஷன்ல கிளாஸ்லாம் எடுத்திருக்கோம். நிறைய மோட்டிவேட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க நிறைய எனக்கு அம்மாஜி. எனக்கு அது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு.
She is one of the greatest soul in this world, I could say. In our family, she has given maximum part in lifting all of us in all the ways. We are lifted and empowered because of Bhavanani's family, that I should tell in front of everyone. Without their family, we cannot think about our empowerment and enhancement in this world. They are our family guru in lifting all of us in performing each and every activity in our day-to-day life. We are so grateful and extending our heartfelt infinite number of thanks for our ஆண்டாள் சொல்ற மாதிரி இற்றைக்கும் ஏழை பிறவிக்கும் உன் தன்னோடு அப்படின்னு ஆண்டாள் வந்து இறைவனை பற்றி சொல்றாங்க. In the same way, we are also telling to this world, if at all I give birth, we want a very good soul like her wherever she is, even from the heaven or from this world. She should shower all her blessings to us in all the ways. ஏன்னா யோகா என்று சொல்லும்போது இந்த புதுவைக்கே ஒரு நல்ல புதுமை பெறக்கூடிய அளவுல அந்த யோகாவின் அற்புதமான பேராற்றலையும் செயல்பாடுகளையும் இந்த உலகிற்கு புதுவை சக்தி என்ற முறையில் அவர்கள் தன்னுடைய சக்தியின் செயல்பாட்டின் மூலமாக அனைவருக்கும் கொடுத்திருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்களுடைய குழந்தைகள் அனைவருமே தான். ஆனால் எங்கள் குடும்பத்தை பொறுத்தவரையும் பாரதி சங்கரி இன்று நல்ல உயர்ந்த நிலையில் அவர்கள் எப்படி கனவு கண்டு கற்பனை செய்து கொண்டு எல்லா குழந்தைகளும் வளர்ந்திருந்து இந்த உலகிற்கு தொண்டு ஆற்ற வேண்டுமோ அந்த நிலையிலும் எங்கள் குழந்தைகள் தனக்கே ஒரு தன்னிகரம் இல்லாது நல்ல முறையில் உலகத்திற்கு சேவை செய்து கொண்டு இருக்கிறார்கள். அதற்கு அவர்கள் குடும்பமே மூல காரணம். இந்த நேரத்துல அம்மாவை வந்து நாங்க வந்து எங்களுடைய செல்லுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா, அந்த உடலில் இருக்கிற ஒரு செல்லுமே அவங்களுடைய அற்புதமான சக்தியை எனர்ஜியை நினைத்து கொண்டுதான் நாங்கெல்லாம் எங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையில வாழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறோம் என்று சொன்னா மிகையாகாது.
அந்த கம்பளிசாமி மடத்தில் மிகவும் ஏழ்மையான நிலையில் உள்ள பல குழந்தைங்களுக்கு ஒரு தாய் போல் இருந்து அவருடைய வாழ்க்கைக்கு நல்ல வழிகாட்டியவர். யோகாசனத்திலேயும் மற்றும் கலை சம்பந்தப்பட்ட விஷயங்களிலேயும் அந்த பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு நல்ல ஊக்கமும் ஆக்கமும் கொடுத்து அந்த பிள்ளைகள் இன்னைக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அவங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கைக்கு ஒரு துணையாக இருக்கும் அளவிற்கு அதை வச்சு தான் அவங்க வாழ்க்கையை நடத்துகிறார்கள் என்று சொன்னால் மிகையாகாது.
ICYER and Yognath were the places where my daughter Amrita, who was totally an introvert and a passive kid, had her first life transforming experiences. I took her to yoga and dance classes at the age of 7 years, and it was there that I realized that she could be so cheerful and proactive. She used to pack up her bag with snacks, water and towel every weekend and be ready for the yoga and dance classes on Fridays and Saturdays in the evenings. I still vividly remember how the words of appreciation from Ammaji made her glow with happiness, and that brought her so much of self-confidence and made her perform very beautifully. Slowly, with dance and yoga performances and Best Child Runner-Up Award, she had a total holistic transformation, and the cultural incorporation into her is visible even today when she is a doctor, ophthalmic surgeon, married and settled at Chennai, working as a senior resident at a medical college. After she quit to join medical college, I thought I should continue my journey with yoga, not only for health reasons, but also for the spiritual and emotional connect that I had with Yognath. At the annual day programs, I used to take part in the women demo sessions, and I also had the honor of being invited as special guest at these programs. With Ammaji's appreciations, we used to feel very boosted and confident. Even for simple things, she appreciates and gives us lots of self-confidence and boost. Ammaji has always been my inspiration. She is such a strong and powerful person, Singapene in the real sense. She received the Puduvai Shakti Award, and I felt happiest and most blessed to be receiving the same award subsequently. The love and respect that the whole world, the yoga world, and has for her and the family, Dr. G and their family, is amazing. I feel it is a boomerang. They have given so much to the world in the yoga, art and culture field, and the world is reciprocating that with love, respect and awards, and these are most deserving to them. Long live the cultural and spiritual service of Ammaji and Yognath.
So many things I can say. Ammaji gave me really the great chance, and I tried my best to do well, but still I'm learning. It's a long way to go, and much things to learn more. And even though this looks like sounds like 40 years, 83 to 2083, and still it's a long way. It sounds like, but still I learned a lot because of Ananda Ashram. There are so many things that I would like to thank Ammaji for, wholehearted gratitude to her. For whatever I am today is whatever she has given me or instilled in me, though not by direct teaching. I think it is like, by observation that I have learned through her. So the one main thing I would thank her for is, instilling the sense of discipline. So whenever she says yoga is discipline. And the first discipline she said that we need to follow is punctuality. So that is something which is, she doesn't just teach you. It is not just a preaching, but she lives that. So that is very, very special and unique about Ammaji. Whatever she teaches, it's something that she follows. For example, I have another thing to thank her for is the opportunity she gave me to lead the chanting sessions during the May intensive for the children. So during that time, that is when I really learned what punctuality means. Because she used to say, Asteya doesn't just mean non-stealing, not just stealing, It is like if you are late, you are stealing somebody's time, which is criminal. So right from that point, it is she follows it to that minutest degree.
நீங்கள் எங்களுக்கு எவ்வளோ நல்லது செஞ்சுருக்கீங்க. உங்களால் தான் எங்கள் பிள்ளைங்களாம் ரொம்ப வளர்ந்து நல்லா இப்போ ஆளாச்சு. படிப்போட கல்வியோட செல்வத்தோட அது நல்லபடியாக இருக்குன்னா அது காரணமே நீங்கள் தான். நான் உங்கள் தெய்வத்தோட உங்களை ரொம்ப அதிகமாக உங்களை நான் நேசிக்கிறேன். எனக்கு கடவுள் வந்து எனக்கு லைஃப்பை தான் வாழ்க்கையாக கொடுப்பாங்க. உங்களை எனக்கு லைஃபாக கொடுத்துருக்குறாங்க.
Recent years, especially after Ammaji, after lockdown, really, Divya is really going very well, and she wants to continue whatever Ammaji did, and she's really putting her effort, and of course, again Krishnaveni helping, and all of them, all the students helping, and but she wants to really, she's really pushing that side because he had a workload is like a mountain actually for him, but still she wants to do well, so because of her effort actually now everything going on, that's what I can say actually.
I thank Ammaji for giving such beautiful concepts to us in very easy way so that it gets into our brain and makes that spark come, and in that way it has also helped us grow our children. I have always noticed Anandraj and Divya being brought up by Ammaji, and today I am a proud parent to say that we don't have a TV at home, we don't give mobile phones to our kids, and we are growing up our kids in the right way, in the righteous way as our gurus taught us. We owe this lifetime in gratitude to our gurus, especially to Ammaji and Dr. Sir.
I would like to thank Ammaji and in fact everybody from the ashram and everybody from this parampara to accept me, because I am an outsider and I am not related to ashram or anyone in that matter, but accepting me and more than that totally making me as a family is a very big thing, and I am very much blessed to be in this family, and I'm in loss of words actually, and it makes me very emotional because accepting an outside girl and making her as a family is a very big thing, and I'm very lucky, and I am very lucky to be in this family. Thank you a lot, Ammaji.
என்னோட பேரை வந்து வச்சதே அம்மாஜி தான். அம்மாஜியால தான் ஹாஸ்னின்ற பேரே வந்து எனக்கு வந்து வச்சது. கூட அம்மாஜியால தான் நான் வந்து யோகாவும் கொஞ்சம் நிறைய கற்றுருக்கேன். டாக்டர் சாரும் வந்து எனக்கு நிறைய வந்து யோகா வந்து சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்காரு. மிச்சம் அவங்கள பார்த்துருக்கேன். அவங்க நிறைய வந்து என்னாலும் எக்ஸலண்டா பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்கன்னு நான் நினைப்பேன். ஆனா நான் வந்து அவ்வளோ நல்லா பண்ண மாட்டேன். அதனால எனக்கு அந்த கிடைக்காதுன்னு எனக்கு ஒரு வருத்தம் இருக்கும். ஆனா வந்து அம்மா வந்து அம்மாஜி கூட பேசுறத பார்த்துதான் வந்து எனக்கு வந்து இந்த மாதிரி நினைக்க தேவையில்ல, நம்மளால முடிஞ்ச அளவு பண்ணுவோம். அதனாலதான் வந்து என்னால வந்து இந்த மாதிரிலாம் வந்து இப்போ வந்து மிச்சம் சோகப்படுத்தினாலும் நான் வந்து ஸ்கூல்ல வந்து அதை வெளியே காமிச்சிக்காம இருக்கேன்.
I met Ammaji when I was 1 year old, and this one memory was gonna stay with me my whole life. And it's when she gave me my Ganesha tutu at 5 years old, and I'm always gonna remember that moment, even though I was young, because she's always gonna stay with me in my heart and always.
Ammaji is a very special person. For future students, if you ever meet Ammaji, you're one of the luckiest people in the world. She has so much to teach, and you can't hide anything from her either because she sees right through you. And I'm here to wish her a very happy 80th birthday. And
Swamiji has given us many definitions for yoga. Yoga is a way of life. Yoga is skill in action from the Bhagavad Gita. Yoga is stilling the whirlpools of the subconscious, unconscious mind. But one which he stressed a lot was yoga is about conscious evolution. It is where the human being evolves from a subhuman to a human, becomes a humane being, and ultimately realizes their own divine potential. The Vedas teach us Aham Brahmasmi. When we are born as a human, the goal of human life is to realize Aham Brahmasmi, to realize our divinity. And yoga, according to Maharishi Patanjali, it only exists for us to attain Kaivalya, final liberation. Yoganga Anushtanat Ashuddhik Shaye Jnana Diptir Aviveka Khyati. Developing that highest discernment so that you know what is real, what is not real. And you transcend all the dukkha, as Gautama Buddha tells us all is suffering. Patanjali also says, well, that suffering is there, but you have to transcend it. Swamiji's goal was to enable everyone who came into his presence to become a better version of themselves. In fact, Ammaji used to tell us, even if somebody comes for one day to the ashram, they should leave a better person than when they entered the ashram. Even if somebody is just delivering, your post to the ashram, that postman should become a better version of himself by his association with the ashram. So it is not just the students who signed up for the 6 months, not only the students who came to Yoganjali, but those students, the parents should become better version of themselves. Through them, the society should become a better version of itself. So here we see that the transformation of the individual and the emphasis on the Yama Niyama as enabling us to restrain the subhuman tendencies of violence, untruth, wastage of creative energy, moving into those human and humane qualities which have compassion, purity, clarity, discipline, and ability of acceptance, which is Ishvara Pranidhana. And then developing the body, developing all its mechanisms through asana, working on the autonomic nervous system and bringing down the emotional turmoil into emotional stability, what today we call emotional resilience, through pranayama. Developing the capacity to introspect and go in through pratyahara, and to move from being a slave to the senses to becoming a master of the senses. Moving from enslavement by the senses to self-empowerment, where you can choose what you want to respond to and you are not caught in the vicious reactionary behavior. And then focusing the mind, that dharana, attaining that state where you are doing but you are not the doer anymore. That state of dhyanam, where you are performing but you are not there. You are singing but you are not there. You are dancing, you are not there. You are teaching, you are not there. That beautiful state of dhyanam that absorbs you completely into whatever you are. That was Swamiji's message. That you make sure your body is healthy, your emotions are healthy, your thoughts are healthy, your relationships are healthy, and that ultimately the whole of society becomes a healthy society. Because ultimately to be born human is an opportunity for self-realization. That was Swamiji's message. Everyone was given a chance to become a better version. Maybe it was 1 millimeter better than where they were. Maybe it was 1 centimeter, maybe 1 meter, maybe 1 kilometer. And I think personally many lived many lifetimes in one lifetime by that type of transcendence and transformation of yoga. Because you can burn numerous generations of karma by fulfilling your dharma. So Swamiji's message was fulfill your dharma, eradicate karma, and attain realization of the self, Kaivalya.